don't matter. Hit that like and subscribe button. And also hit that notification button. That way you get notified anytime I'm putting out my lives or when I'm just putting out my regular videos and stuff like that. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Appreciate it very much. I really do. This might end up being a long live. Might not. We don't know where it's gonna go. But as people start to come in, we can get into it. But just gotta say number one, God is good. God is great. It's a beautiful world we live in. Yeah, we're gonna talk politics. Yeah, we're gonna talk guns. Yeah, we're gonna talk a lot of stuff. I know you guys know that, I try to get off the political train to some extent, but unfortunately, it's hard to stay away from it because it's just so everywhere and all over the place. And it's just and the other thing is this is that some people listen to the radio, they listen to the news, they get their political information from a lot of things. I listen to a lot of this stuff, but then I just kind of let things circulate through my mind based on the information that I've gathered up from different sources and different things like that. And then I make my own uh, logical decision of where I see things going, whatever. And some of it ain't just my own opinion; it's actually factual. But some of it is just my opinion. Most of it is probably is factual. But when you start talking about these politics and you see what these Democrats is doing, man, and right now they have really lost their mind. Like you know, I'm watching Joe Biden, yeah, Mr. Joe Biden himself talking about, Trump should be in jail, should be in prison. Like this is the rhetoric that Trump was talking about that you guys need to stop doing. Saying that he's a threat to democracy when he's not. Clearly, he's not. He was already president. Democracy was not affected one bit. But then you guys are the ones that never followed the democracy process. You guys are not even letting your voters on the Democratic side decide who they want. Y'all forcing people down their throat. What's up, Chris? For real, welcome, welcome. Y'all are literally forcing who y'all want politically as the front runner of the Democratic Party, and y'all not even letting y'all voters decide at this point. So I listen to people. I hear Michelle Obama, I hear Barack Obama, and I hear a few of them, and I seen the video with Kamala Harris got booed at that she lied to the people and told them Beyonce was gonna be performing. My thing is this: you don't get your political advice from singers and entertainers. They're not politicians; they're singers, and they are entertainers. They're not political politicians, and nor do they probably even spend that much time. But it's crazy how, like with Usher, he was on the View and he was talking about people should make their own decision. Then next thing I know, you up there talking about and pushing for Kamala. But see, I'm a person that likes to read body language. I don't really care too much what somebody says. I kind of watch your body language too. And when I seen Beyonce getting up there, believe me when I tell you, neither her nor Usher, based on their body language, can tell me with confidence that they were really for Kamala Harris. They look like they were being forced to say what they're saying. Now, everybody has their opinion about stuff, but if you really watch the way it came up there and you look at that energy that they had, they don't really, and same thing with Eminem. I'm like, yo, you guys are being forced and threatened to do what y'all doing. Because I know y'all not up there on your own merit. I could tell. I know the difference between someone being under duress and someone being freely to say and do what they're doing. They are really being, you're right, Christopher, they are. They're being forced. They're being forced to do it. And that's the truth of the matter. I mean, listen, of course, that's my opinion, but I'm reading the body language. And I can tell, I'm like, wow. It almost makes me wonder how much more is going on behind the scene in the Democrat Party that we don't know about. It's one thing to look at what you see, the obvious stuff. And they keep trying to say that Trump's a threat to democracy. Listen, having conversation with somebody, and we were talking about it, and I said, listen, the political process, when you start talking about somebody being a threat to democracy, my thing is this, is that You can't say somebody's a threat to democracy if you can't find no evidence of them actually being a threat. Just because you said it don't mean it's factual. I listened to some of the Kamala Harris's commercials, and I just laugh at it because it's like, like she's saying she wants. This is how hypocritical these people are. She says she wants to give out the tax credit, which there is no guarantee to that. But let's just say she wants to get. Let's say she's able to accomplish giving out the $6,000 tax credit. But in the same time, she says, I'm not going to give out benefits to one group of people. All right, so the only way that anybody's going to get that tax credit is if you have a child. That is a small segment or group of people. That means that you're saying, these are the only people that's going to get $6,000. All right, that's going against what you actually said was we're not going to give out no money, do nothing for one group of people. Then you turn around after saying you're not going to give out nothing to one group of people, and then you throw this bullcrap thing to the black community, black men, to try to convince them that they should vote for you by going into debt. Because the money that you say you were trying to get for them is literally going to put them into $20,000 worth of debt. That's not offering them anything. I mean, you're trying to purchase their vote, but the reality of it is you're trying to get them to vote for you by offering them something, offering them more debt. That don't even make sense to me. Like, if you're going to offer somebody, offer them opportunity. What's up, Mike? What's up? What's up? Trump 2024. Yeah, baby, we doing that thing, man. We doing it big. I'm telling you, we doing it big. We got to make this thing too big to rig. And the thing with Kamala Harris is that you can't sit there and say, so every time you say you're not doing nothing for a second group of people, then you turn around and actually try to do it for a group of people. This is the reason why you're right, Chris, for real. Nothing is free. Everything in this world is going to cost you. And my thing is this. If you are of the working class citizen, when they start talking about handing something for free, now I want you to think about this as a working class citizen. Okay, I get up and I go to work. Let's say you're a single father or I'm not even going to say father. Let's say you were just a single man, a single man. You don't have no kids, you don't have nothing. Or a woman, you don't have no kids, you don't have nothing. You're just out here working, right? So they're going to take your tax money and hand it to somebody just for the sake of them having a child. To me, that's where the problem lies. It's trying to take these people's money and hand it to someone who does not earn it. The way you help the vast majority of people is cutting the cost of the things that they have to deal with, they have to be faced with every single day. That's it. So that means you have to limit government and intruding on people's lives. That's why cost of things keep going up, is because government get involved. You eliminate government, you don't need half the stuff that you're doing. Because where is government? When have government showed you they can be responsible with money? Look at the deficit, United States deficit. Look at how high it is, right? If you look at the United States deficit and how bad it is, and then I want to say, then you go and you take a picture of all of the big cities in the United States. Why do they look like they look if our deficit is so high? Where did the money go? That's the question. Where did the money go? And it's going to be the same thing over and over. You hear these Democrats keep talking there all this stuff, but they're not going to do nothing but can continue their crime spree of stealing the taxpayers' money and doing what they want to do with it, meaning lining their pockets over and over and over again. But here's the thing. That's why I keep telling people, say what you want to say. You can hate Trump, but I guarantee you're not going to hate the fact that you ain't taxed. He's not taxing your overtime. You can hate Trump, but you're not going to hate the fact that he's not taxing your tips on your tips. You can hate Trump, but you're not going to hate the fact that he's going to cut your payroll tax where more of your money going to be in your pocket. You can hate Trump if you want to, but you're not going to hate the fact that the gas prices are going to be at a record low again. Food prices are going to be at a record low again. All of the cost of living is going to be at a record low again. You can hate Trump all you want to, but if you vote for Trump, you're still going to get the benefit for Trump, even if you hate Trump. See how that works? If he do what he said he's going to do, it's going to benefit the vast majority of Americans. Even, listen, honestly, even poor, even rich. The vast majority of Americans, I do too, Chris, for real. I do too. I like the fact that there's no tax on tips and overtime. I do. Now, again, that's going to help the vast majority of, citizens across the board. Now, The only thing I wish he also would do is cut the tax on bonuses. That's one thing I wish that Trump add in. Cut the taxes on bonuses. Meaning that I don't say not taxing it. I say that I would say they only allow the tax bonuses 10%. You keep the 90, government get 10. Because the way they tax, companies used to give out bonuses because they was taxing your payroll tax. You want to see it. And then the government turned around and said, okay, y'all try to be slick. So now we're going to tax the bonuses too. So hopefully Trump gets, he get this in his ear somehow or another. I know he probably won't, but and say, you know what? We're going to cut the tax on bonuses too. If he cut the tax, I'm not saying eliminate it, but just cut it down to where they only allowed to take 10% of your bonuses. That way, because there are people that work that are salary workers. Like they don't get overtime. They don't get that. So if you want to get to those people, and you say, you know what? If you work for a company, and some companies who have people that are salary workers, they will pay out a bonus based on the performance of the company as opposed to you can't work overtime and stuff like that. So for those people, they say, you know what, we're only going to tax it 10%. That's another incentive for the people that work and are salary workers to get some type of benefit from the company and the company can reward them by saying, you know what, we're going to give you a bonus. And then that bonus, let's say it's $1,000. So $900 of that $1,000 goes, thank you. $900 of that $1,000 goes in your pocket. And the government won't be taking. So now, like if you look at bonuses, they tax it, give you $1,000 bonus, you might walk away. You'd be lucky to walk away with $650. How fair is that? And then they're gonna take that money and go hand it to somebody again who did not work for it, neither did they earn it. Oh, I agree. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris, for real, with the health insurance thing. That is one area that I'm not. I mean, I can speak on it, but there's a whole lot of things that I still have to learn about. What else is driving up the cost of health insurance? Now, I know health insurance is a private issue, but my one thing I think is that I think a lot of the, these pharmaceutical companies are not charging prices that they should cost. But then it goes back to the hospitals, because if you look at some of the doctors and stuff, and I can't speak too much on this, but I'm gonna speak from some of the things that I actually do see. When you look at some of the costs in the hospitals, right? And you look at all of the costs and what they charge for the pills and all the formulas. So when you start looking at their bills, like, wait a minute, why is it so expensive? If you go in the store buy, you get a whole bottle of Tylenol, and I don't know how much it costs. Let's just say it's $8. Right. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. Health insurance is high. But let's say you go to the store and you buy a bottle of Tylenol. Let's say you pay $10 for the whole bottle of, let's say, 50 pills, right? The hospital hands you those pills in the hospital, the very same Tylenol. You might spend $50 for one pill. All because the doctor gave it to you. Now, being an investor, again, watching this, you got to remember something. A lot of times hospitals are leasing the buildings that they have. Some of these hospitals actually don't own the buildings. They just lease the buildings in the hospital, so they have rent and stuff like that to pay. That, of course, is going to drive up the cost of healthcare. All right, so again, they got equipment, electrical equipment, and the hospitals probably use a lot of electric things because there's a lot of machines that are running that are keeping people alive. It's running up the electric bill, running up the cost of the hospital. So therefore, the cost and everything is going to go skyrocket. Now, so again, this is me just tying it all together. This is why I keep telling people the fuel cost, energy cost is one of the first things you need to get down to help bring down the cost of everything else, because oil, gas, it has his fingers or whatever you want to do. It's like a tree with all the veins and stuff like in your body, like the veins in your body. It's running through all of that. It's affecting all of it. So if it's affecting it all, how in the world do you not realize that if you don't get this part down, everything's going to follow? They got monitors in the hospital, all these equipment that's running. Some of these equipment is running 24/7. The cost of that hospital is going through the roof. So if the insurance company has to pay the hospital for your hospital stays, the hospitals are going to charge the insurance company drastically a lot more money, and insurance companies got to try to fight to preserve whatever cost. Now, I'm not saying that that's the total thing, but I know that that's a lot more. That's part of what's involved with that. Now, the other thing is this, is that, some say you should have free health insurance. Some say it should be privatized. I don't know, because my thing is this. Now, the reason why I'm afraid of free health care is because who's going to hold them to the standard of really taking care of people? My point to that is that a lot of the veteran hospitals, from what I heard, was a bunch of nightmares. Now, that's government funded free health care. But from what I heard, a lot of them wasn't getting taken care of like they're supposed to be taken care of. And I'm not now I have family members that were vets that said they'd rather just go to the hospital because the care of the vets was just not, it wasn't worth it. So there is, now to me, that's the part that government can play a major part in, is holding these hospitals to the standard and these cost insurance companies to a standard, saying, okay, it's one thing to have lower healthcare, it's another thing the quality of healthcare. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see the quality. That's my problem, is I don't see the quality. Now, I could be wrong in this. This is just my opinion, but I don't see the quality. So what am I paying for? I think healthcare is ridiculously expensive. I do. I think it's overpriced, and I think it's ridiculously expensive. No family should have to pay that much to get healthcare. Now, do I think it should be free? This is subject to that. I don't think anything should be free, but I think it should be affordable, extremely affordable, meaning that it should not cost you. It should not be costing American citizens $1,200 to $1,500 a month for healthcare insurance. That's ridiculous. That is off the roof. And I can understand, maybe $200, $250, there, whatever. Now, my thing is this. Should the government subsidize healthcare? I don't know, because I'm afraid of government getting involved, because I know how irresponsible they are. And I know they don't really care. So that's why I don't really care. And my thing is this, is that I think that maybe there should be a separate fund for healthcare. I don't know. This is the part that and that's why I understood why Trump, when they was debating, and Trump was like, he didn't really answer the question, because there's no real, healthcare is that one thing that don't have a real answer, and you really have to spend time and siphon through all of it to be able to come up with a reasonable healthcare plan that will be benefit to everybody. You're right, Christopher, and I agree too. And I said it, that I just don't think they care enough about people's health to me. So it's like, if I'm, I don't want to go buy a new car for $50,000 when I know darn well that the car wasn't even worth $15,000. And that's just kind of like, I'm starting to see healthcare is like, I don't see the quality in it. It's one thing to have healthcare, I just don't see the quality in it. Like, I don't think these people, these doctors and stuff, and this is just my opinion, I just don't think they care enough. That's just my opinion. Everybody has their opinion about it. I just don't think they care enough. And there's probably some that really do, and there's some that really take their job seriously. And I get that part. But I'm just saying in general, like, I just think the quality of healthcare is just as important as the cost of healthcare, because you should be getting you should be getting quality just alongside of just the cost of it. But most people nowadays can't even afford healthcare. They can't. Now, what happens if they can't? And this is, be honest with you, something just hit my brain, and I'm gonna go with this. And I could be wrong, but this is where this is how I see healthcare. And I think this is probably what work if you really wanted to bring down the cost of healthcare. And I think a lot of people are not paying this part no attention. America has a business model, and one of the most successful business models have been proven, tested and proven. McDonald's use it, Burger King, car washes, Home Depot, Lowe's. A lot of these extremely successful companies have used this very same business model. And I think this is where we're missing it in healthcare. A lot of times these healthcare costs keep going up because they think going up is going to make you more profitable. They don't realize that once something becomes unaffordable, you lose customers. That's it. You lose customers. So, and I'm not saying I'm right about this. This is just my opinion, because I'm looking at it from a business perspective. You lose customers. All right. So if I had 3 million customers that was under my healthcare, right? And then I keep raising the prices. The next thing I know, I'm losing customers. losing customers. Now I only got 1 million customers. But my cost of running my business is still going up, but I'm losing customers. So the customers that I have, I'm going to end up being forced to charge them more money because I'm losing customers. Because the cost of running the company is going up and I'm losing customers. So if I'm trying to maintain the company, and this is where to me, I think they start to make the mistake is they panic, raise prices, and because they're trying to save the business by overcharging the customers that they still have, not realizing that the more you keep charging, the more you're going to keep losing customers. I'm not saying I'm right about this. This is just my perspective. My think of it is that this is probably what I would probably do. Say, you know what? If this continues on, I'm not going to be able to make money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push to get more customers. All right, so if I can get more customers and get the volume of business up and maybe having to eat some losses in order to get the volume of business up. So if I see my volume of business coming up and I get back to my 3 million customers, now I'm starting to offset the cost and I'm starting to exceed the cost, then I can start. I've already lowered my prices. Maybe then I can even lower me even more. Now, what happens with that is, this is why I say, you know, we are in a competitive market. Let's just say, you know, let's say I got insurance. I got health insurance. Say, and then my next door neighbor has health insurance. And we have a conversation about health insurance. And my next door neighbor saying, you know what, I'm paying $1,000 a month for health insurance. And I would say, wow, that's ridiculous. That's a lot of money. They said, well, you got health insurance? Yeah, I got health insurance. How much you pay? Oh, I pay $400 a month. And they said, well, what do you get for $400 a month? And then I look at all of the benefits that I'm getting for $400 a month, and they looking at what they get for $1,000 a month. Yes, sir, you're right, Mike. Hit that like and subscribe button, please, if you haven't already. And hit that notification button. That way, when I put videos out and you guys are interested in my content, you will definitely get notified there. So please hit that notification button too, for real. But when these businesses and when these health insurance and these two people are talking about it, that person's going to be interested in knowing why your health insurance is so much cheaper than their health insurance, even though, and if there's a right insurance company, they might say, and you're getting more benefits, your co-pays and all that stuff, why is it so much cheaper? Because whoever was on top of that, whoever CEO had the business model of, okay, we're going to have to eat it in the beginning, but we're going to win in the end. Now, all of the people that, now your customers also now have become not just your customers, they almost psychologically become your employees. Because now they're going to be telling somebody, oh, my insurance is a lot cheaper than yours. This is what word of mouth comes into. And word of mouth business is by far the most effective tool for any company. So they're going to say, well, who you got insurance under? Then that neighbor say, you know, I'm going to look into it. Neighbor comes back and say, man, I switched my insurance. I have the very same insurance that you have. All right, so now let's just say the insurance company that they have, they start losing customers. They find out that this insurance company have lowered their costs, they're gaining more customers from everybody because they lowered the cost, and now they're now in control of the vast majority of the market because they have the lowest cost insurance amongst all insurance companies. Now they're the ones leading the race of that because they found a way to lower their costs to the customers, and now they're gaining more customers. And this is why we have a competitive market. The problem is, when you start eliminating the insurance companies and now you're down to 1 and 2, they control it. And if they owned by the same people, this is where I keep telling people the time that government steps in and to keep these businesses from monopolizing. Because the minute the business is able to monopolize, now they can control the cost. But you never hear none of these politicians talking about keeping somebody from monopolizing an industry where they have the vast majority of control over and they get to dictate the prices of it. If we want to bring down anything to these causes, we have to make sure that businesses have a lot of competition to compete. And guess who wins in the end of that? The consumer. Businesses are competing for your dollar. Consumers are winning that race because now you have to compete to get my money. Meaning you're going to have to be the cheapest or reasonably cheap, and you're going to have to offer me more benefits to get the money that I have. Otherwise, we're going to have what we see right now. And the reason why we have inflation because this administration has killed businesses all over the place. They have killed them. So there's only a few of them that's thriving right now. So they say they for small business, but every decision that Joe Biden has made has killed small businesses. And then I'm be honest with you, I haven't even looked into it, but I'm gonna probably say that a lot of the insurance companies have lost their money. They lost so many customers that they have to charge that type of money because people can't afford insurance no more. That's just my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but it makes sense. I can say that much. And I think that's probably what happens. So you start talking about politicians when they start talking about expansion of government, you need to not vote for these politicians. When they start talking about taking away people's guns, don't vote for these politicians. And on the Democratic side, I'm telling you, these people are evil. They are extremely evil, and they are wicked, and they work for Satan. And I will say it every time I want to and how I feel about it, because I see what I see, and they work for Satan. And they will use whatever tools that they have. They don't even care who. Listen, if they had any type of heart, why would they keep putting out the rhetoric that they're putting out to try to provoke somebody to want to attack Trump? Because that's what they've been doing lately. They're so desperate that they don't even care right now. They don't even care about it right now. Now, when people start talking to me about this and about politics and about the economy and stuff like that, and I'm not saying I know every single thing about it, but I do know business. I do know this economy. I am an investor. I know a lot of this stuff. I put my head into it a lot. And I'm trying to tell people that, within my circle, with the people that I know, you don't understand what this government is doing to the I'm saying black community because that's where I grew up. Right, exactly. Christopher Real, you're absolutely right. Comparing Trump to Hitler. Come on now. That's how desperate they have become, that they are comparing Trump to Hitler. Hitler ain't got no... Listen, I swear, if anybody listens to these videos, go look up Trump history. Get all of that smoke and mirror out of it. Go look at all of the stuff that Trump has done, good and bad, throughout his history. Just go look. That's why his followers are so loyal to him. Because a lot of them know his history. He didn't become an enemy to the Democratic Party until he decided to run for president as a Republican, not a Democrat. When he escaped from the Democratic Party and ran as a Republican, he became public enemy number one to the Democratic Party because he know what they're really doing behind the scenes. And I'm going to tell you something. I can't wait to November 5th, and I hope with God that he wins, because this is going to be the most funnest time to watch in the history of America when it comes to these crooked politicians finally getting what is coming to them. Now, I don't know Trump to be vengeful. Like, honestly speaking, I think his vengeance is going to probably be making sure that he has the best economy, best protection, and doing all of the securing the border and getting it on a level that has never been seen before, so that he can feel like he actually did the job he was supposed to do, which was protect America and make America great again. And believe me when I tell you, I know that's in his mind, that's probably where his vengeance is. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not even a vengeful person. People do me stuff dirty, whatever case. I just kind of, I forgive and I try to move on. I just say, try to avoid giving them an opportunity to do me dirty again. But at the end of the day, I don't go back and try to be vengeful and get back at them and stuff like that. So I understand where he's at with that. I get it. But I'm going to be honest with you. I hope he gets something. I hope he just enough. You know what I mean? Just enough to put them on the edge of saying, you know what, don't do that no more. Don't do it to me and don't do it to anyone else. Let's have fair and honest elections across the board. Fair and honest elections from both sides. From both sides. Stop acting. These politicians, Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, all the ones on the Democratic side, they think they're kings and rulers. If you don't think that I'm right about that part, which one of the voters and which American citizen voters voted for Kamala Harris? Who voted for her? To be the front runner of the Democratic Party, who voted for her? The only way you would get away with that if you think you're a ruler and you king and you're trying to tell the American citizen who they're going to vote for. The Democratic Party told y'all who y'all going to vote for. They didn't give y'all a choice because y'all chose Joe Biden. But y'all don't have him no more. Now, my thing is this. Again, it's tyranny. Y'all don't even see what I'm saying. They're not asking y'all what y'all vote for. No. They don't. Listen, I'm being honest with you. If you would go to the steps of forcing a candidate on somebody, what makes you think they didn't cheat in that 2020 election? They just cheated in your face and you did nothing about it. You accepted it. You don't think her being a front runner is cheating? Your voters didn't decide. That's cheating. Y'all didn't do it the right way. When you don't do something the right way, that's cheating. So when they make Kamala Harris the front runner and force Joe Biden out of the way and did not have an election to decide what the voters want, 2020 makes sense that y'all cheated because y'all don't care about democracy. Y'all care about control. Now let's go back to 2020. Y'all pulled another scheme off with that COVID stuff. Shutdown. And all of a sudden, we ain't having one-day elections no more. Y'all changing the rules to fit what y'all wanted to do. That's cheating. Now, I ain't got to go to the deeper stuff. I'm just going to go with the surface stuff. That's cheating. We should have had a one-day election. We should not be stuffing ballots, storing ballots everywhere, so y'all had time to go through them to see which ones y'all want to let go or not go. That gives you time to make up fake votes and stuff like that. No, it should be one-day voting. In the story. All this mail-in ballot, voting early, we shouldn't be doing none of that. That's cheating. That's what it is. It's an open door for cheating. And the Democratic Party changed the rules to be able to cheat. That's what they did. And they're going to keep on trying. Oh, the Supreme Court didn't find bullcrap. They did. They found plenty of evidence. They have found plenty of evidence that it was cheating. I found evidence that it was cheating. And you're right. I agree. ID, Christopher Real, I agree 100%. Everybody should have ID when they go to vote. And you should be a legal citizen of the United States. Not just ID. You should be a legal citizen of the United States. Meaning you need to be born and raised here. Not brought here from another country and then trying to make it into a voter. No, I don't. I disagree with that. I'm 100% in disagreement with that. Because my thing is this. When the Democratic Party had their convention, they wanted you to have ID to get in. But this is the same party that keeps saying black people don't have ID. Don't have access and they can't have access to have an ID. This is the same party. They said black people don't have ID, but then turned around, had a convention and said you need an ID to get in. So what is it, y'all? Since y'all know black people don't have ID, because that's what y'all said, y'all don't want black people in your convention. These are the same party that made it appear that Beyonce was going to perform the other day. Tricked the people into coming. That's why they booed her behind. Because when Beyonce got there, they thought she was going to perform. And they worded it in a way to make them think that she was going to perform. And in reality, she didn't. And they was mad. Because they once again got lied to and got tricked. This is the party that keeps doing it. They invite these celebrities and try to make y'all think they're going to do something. And y'all going, oh, we're going to get this. No. It's another slick move for the Democratic Party to try to slip you into, because they want to try to make it look like they're having large rallies. In reality, they're not. Nobody's doing it. It's just like when you go out into the street, and I drive around a lot, and I'm looking at, like, I'll ride down the street. Right, Chris, for real. You're right. I don't understand why women, to me, honestly speaking, and I'm going to put it this way, I can't understand why any woman in the United States would want to vote Kamala Harris. Because this is the very same person that's party and person that is allowing men to go into women's spaces. So if you was that concerned about women's health, why would you allow men into women's spaces? Make that make sense. This is the very same party that allowed men into women's sports. Make that make sense. This is the very same party. Some of the stuff that these people do is so stupid, you just almost can't believe that they did it. Like they took men out of men jails and put them with women in women prison. And what did they think was going to happen to them? And their whole reason for doing it is, they identify as a woman. Now, I'm going to tell you something. That is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So here's the point of that. Let's just say right now, I decided I identify as the CEO of Walmart. And I just go and I want my paycheck, my CEO paycheck from Walmart. How do you think that's going to fly out? I decided walking down the street that, oh, you know what? I identify as the owner of that house, that mansion over there. How's that supposed to play out since I identify as the owner? See how stupid that is? And then I go walk in somebody's mansion. They say, what you doing here? Oh, I identify as the owner. See how stupid that is? Now, let's go into it. Let's say you a man or a woman. Let's say a woman. Women or men. Let's say you walking down the street. Some 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, and 15-year-olds, whatever, walk up and say, you know what? We're going to take you to court for child support. How you going to take me to court for child? Because we identify as your children. So we're going to file child support on you women because we want y'all to take care of us. Why? Because we identify as your children. Make that make sense. That's the argument. Just because somebody say they identify as something don't mean you're not that. It's a lie. Straight from the pit of hell. It's a lie. But see how stupid that is? You see the door that you open up when you say you allow, they just because they identify something. And I'm listening to a story earlier. The lady was crying in tears because she went to a spa and now all of a sudden these people they allow some man to come into the woman's spaces, and she's in tears because she felt like, because she was violated. He exposed his man parts because he said he identified as a woman, and now she been violated, and he seen her naked because usually when they're in that type of situation, massage things, they're all naked, I guess, and men are naked around, whatever. I don't know. I don't go places like that, so I don't really know how that works. But, now she's in a vehicle in tears doing a video because she got violated. This is the Democratic Party allowing this stuff. They're the ones doing it. And why would anybody in their right mind would keep voting for that? They're wicked. Now, if you voting for that, then you are wicked with them. Because you voted in line with that wickedness. If you voting for Kamala Harris right now, and I'm not trying to fear nobody, but this is truth be truth. If you voting for Kamala Harris right now, knowing that they're mutilating children, all they talk about is abortion. All of the Democratic Party cities are in destruction. They're just a mess. Crime off the roof. Economy is bad. They're trying to allow men to go into women's spaces, bathrooms, sports, and all types of stuff. All of this is coming out of the Democratic Party. And you vote for this, you are wicked with them. They are trying to provoke somebody to try to kill Trump, all because they keep saying, because they see him gaining momentum in an election that is supposed to be fair. You're wicked. And you're wicked with them. That's it. Nothing about the Democratic Party says God is in anything that they're doing. Because they're all wicked now. So when I see older people talking about, I not get the civil rights movement, they're not those people. They're all gone. If you 50 and 60 and 70 years old and you think that the Democratic Party is what you remember when you was in your 20s and 30s, that is not them. These people are wicked. They are corrupt and wicked. There is no God with them. None. They're evil to the core now. That's the reason why a lot of the Trump supporters are fighting so hard. And that's the reason why Trump is fighting so hard. That's the reason why even after being shot at, he's still in this race. Because God is pushing him. And I know people say, you making, no, listen what I'm trying to tell you. I see it. I see it. I see it. Now you have to be a real child of God to see what I see. Now, if you want to be one of these church-going people that feel that you don't know what you're talking about. You can't sit there and tell me you walk with God and you vote in that line with that. You can't tell me that. You're wicked with them. You might as well just stop going to church and live a wicked lifestyle. Don't waste your time faking it in front of God. Just be wicked with them. That's the truth. I'm far from perfect, but I'm not going to vote in line with that. I see the wickedness. I see it. They are evil to the core. Everything that they're saying, they're lying about. They're not going to do anything that they're saying in their politics because they can't. And they know they can't. They know it's not going to happen. But I'll tell you any lie I can to get you to vote for me. I'm not going to tell you how nice Trump has been throughout his life to people. Some of these people probably got help from Trump. I guarantee you that he has helped them along the way somewhere along the line, and they forgot that. All because he ran for president. That's the truth. Believe me when I tell you that's the truth. You dig deep, you're going to find out. That's why for me, and like I said, if you would have talked to me 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I wasn't here. But I opened up that rabbit hole, and I keep telling people, say, why you got all this information? How you get on? I opened up a rabbit hole, and it just kept getting deeper and deeper to the point where I just had to stop. I said, the hole don't have a bottom. It's one thing to go into a rabbit hole and get all this information. It's another thing to realize that there is no bottom to this. There's no bottom to the wickedness. There's no bottom to the corruption. There's no bottom to the evilness. You would never believe that politicians, you know they got some wickedness and some crooked stuff about them, but when you really get into it, you're like, whoa, this is ridiculous. Y'all don't even love people. Y'all don't even care about people. Y'all don't even have a natural fact for people. All y'all care about is yourself, and I'm telling you, it accelerated when Obama became president. And I hate to say it that way. You would wish that a black man would have got in there and did the right thing by his people. But as soon as he got in office, he gave his people the middle finger that got him in office, and it continued on. Now he's talking to you like you're a slave, telling you what you're supposed to do. Not considering the fact that you broke, not considering the fact that your finances are you financially devastated, not considering the fact that every decision that was made was done by this administration right here. He don't even care about none of that. He's not even being sensitive to that. He's trying to scold you into voting for something and voting for the same mess that's currently happening right now. That goes to show you how much he can care less about the black community. Because if he was a real black man, and that's real rap, if he was a real black man, he would have turned around and said, no, we're not doing that. I'm for my people. I see what y'all doing to my people. I'm standing for my people. We're not voting for Democrats no more. We're not voting that way no more. We're not supporting that no more. Look what it's done to my people. Look at the neighborhoods. Look at the housing. Look at the crime. If you was a real black man, but you're not. You care less about the black community. Real black men would have went in there and said, no, we're not doing that. You would have lined up with a lot of black men and filled and formed some type of army and said, listen, we need to fight for our people because they're dying and they're devastated right now. But he ain't going to do that because he's a coward. He don't care about black people. He just pandered to them. That's it. He's going to make it sound good. But he ain't going to get in a fight with y'all. Because where he at right now? He's trying to scold y'all as opposed to getting into the fight with you. If he was a real black man, he really cared about the black community, he would walk away from all that corruption and go support Trump. Because he know what Trump is saying is right for the black community and every community. Every single one. Because he know it's right for America. But guess what it's not right for? The Democratic Party. Trump's decisions is not right for them. That's why he don't want it. They're the ones going to lose. Just like they were losing when Trump was in office. That's why they don't want him there. That's why they don't want him there. They all wicked and they're evil. That's what the problem is. They're wicked and they're evil. There is no God with them. None. Because nothing that they do supports God's biblical rule and law and presence. Nothing. You can walk up in these evil. That's why there's only certain churches they'll be able to go into and talk that stuff. Because them churches are not churches of God. They're churches of evil. And just like Jesus said, they have turned the house of God into a den of thieves. Wicked to the core. That's what they are. You hate to be like that. You would expect and want more, but they're not. I'm not supporting Trump because it's, oh, I like Trump, and I'm supporting Trump because it's right for America, and what's right for America is going to also be right for Black America, just like it's right for every American. Because in reality, I'll be glad when we can get off this skin talk. That's the truth of the matter. I don't even want to talk color. I want to talk America. I don't care if you dark skin, light skin, white skin, tan skin, yellow skin, none of that. I want to talk America. And they're not talking to that. They're not talking that. They want to keep you divided so that the longer we stay divided as American citizens, the more they're able to get away with it. That's the reason why they want to try to take away your guns, your ability to defend yourself, so that they can have more control. They want to have what they call common sense gun law. Ain't no law common sense when it limits the citizens to what you want us to have, not what we want to have, to what you want us to have. Yes, we do. We all bleed the same. That's the truth. When you cut, I cut, it's red gonna come out. I don't want government telling me what I can have, what I can't have. I'm supposed to be telling government. Government don't tell me. See that right there? We the people. We the ones supposed to be telling government. Government ain't supposed to tell us. That's the truth. But for some reason, American citizens have become cowards to the government. They're giving them power that they're not supposed to have. They're giving the government power that the government is not supposed to have. You look at the Constitution in its entirety and you read it through, you're going to find out government is not supposed to have the power that they have. And we don't have rulers and we don't have kings. You are elected officials that are supposed to work for the people. And you're not, the Democratic Party stopped doing that a long time ago. They ain't doing nothing for the people. They only doing what they want to do to continue to control your life and try to tell you what to do. That's why they in fear of Trump. Because it's one thing to have a problem with Trump. It's another thing to realize that he has over 70 million supporters that stand behind him. Well, they saying that Trump wants to get rid of the Constitution. Trump ain't saying he want to get rid of the Constitution. We know he ain't. First of all, everything he do is following the Constitution. He's following it to the letter. They're the ones not following it. And I'm going to tell you why they're not following. I'm going to give you one that's here. The Constitution, the Second Amendment says, this right shall not be infringed. Meanwhile, the Democratic Party has been trying to infringe on your right to keep and bear arms forever. So that's trying to change the Constitution because y'all not even following it. Every law in these cities, every gun law that they have in every single city across the United States and in these areas is infringing on your right to keep and bear arms because you should not be having to go to government to be able to purchase a firearm. Government should have zero involvement in that because there's infringing on your right to keep and bear arms. That's it. That's the truth of the matter. It's infringing. They say, oh, we need to have, background checks. And I'm be honest, we shouldn't have none of that. No. If someone willing to take the risk to come into your house, you're willing to take what comes with that. That's the way it's supposed to be. The reality of it is that if everybody in here was keeping bear arms and had guns, you ain't going to really be so quick to want to rob somebody because you don't know who had guns and who don't. But if you go into these cities where most of the people don't, then you can victimize them. Why? Because you don't care about the law. You're going to get yours. And now I'm going to go here. I'm going to victimize all of them because ain't none of them got nothing. And that's the reason why guns prices and stuff, ammos and stuff are so expensive because they keep trying to drive up the cost of that. So you can't afford to buy one. But yet they have them all around them. Secret Service, all of these politicians got guns all around them because their life is more important to them and your life don't matter. Your safety don't matter. If your safety mattered, the border would be closed. If your safety matters, crime would not be the way it is in these cities that Democrats run. If your safety matters. So I don't care how many times you advertise you're going to do this, and you advertise what you're going to do this, and you advertise what you're going to do that. If you was already in office on whatever capacity you was on there, and you did not do it, then you have no intentions of doing it. Trump don't have to advertise what he's going to do because, listen, we already seen what he did 4 years when he was in office. He secured the border. That's evident. He did make a great economy. That's evident. Everything that he did, he already shown that it's capable and he can do it. So all he going to do is go back in office and fix the problem that y'all messed up. And now, while they're in office, right now, they keep blaming him for the job that they're currently doing. How is it Trump's fault that the economy is so bad when he ain't there? Huh? How's it his fault? How is it his fault that gas prices still wasn't where they were? All of the economy is still high. And food costs, everything is still up. How's that Trump's fault? Now y'all had to actually eat your word because a lot of what y'all doing now, y'all going back to the policies that he already had into play. So y'all even admitting now that he was right. He knew what he was doing. But y'all waited till he got close to the election to try to reverse course as much as y'all could. Do it quietly to try to make it look like y'all doing the job. That y'all only thing y'all doing is reversing course and putting back what Trump was, some of the policies that he already had into play. Now y'all want to reverse course. Now, as soon as this election, let's just say for some reason she wins. Once this election is over, y'all gonna go right back to destroying your country. Y'all only trying to do the right thing right now is to try to get this election back. But we don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all. The people on my team don't trust y'all. We all know. We all know. And when I say my team, they know who I'm talking about. If they on this live or they watch this video down the road, they know who I'm talking about. When I say my team, I'm talking about the ones that are part of the team that we build around us and we all voting for Trump. Because we already know. We got the information and we well educated on it. And it's Trump 2024 with us. We all waiting for November the 5th so we can run to that poll. Because I'm going to be dancing going to that joint like, yeah, Trump 2024. Yes, she did. She got booed. She got booed because she lied. She got booed at 2 of her rallies. Not just the one. It was 2 of them that I seen separate videos, different separate rallies that she got booed at. Because they lie. They lie so badly, it ain't even funny. And that's ridiculous. That's how much they lie. They wicked. It's a shame, but they're wicked. And with that, I'm going to close. We're going to get out of here in a little bit. Like I always tell y'all, get Jesus Christ in your heart. You know what I mean? You need him. You need him. God is good. God is great. He loves you with everything. Get Christ in your heart. And believe me when I tell you, if you get Christ in your heart and you ask God to work with you and show you, and if you on this live or if you watch this video, if you don't know Jesus Christ, please get him in your heart and get to know him and ask God to show you the truth of what's really going on behind the scenes. And I guarantee you, you're going to see what I see. And you're going to see what a lot of people that have voted for Trump to see. You're going to see it. And you're going to realize at that point is, man, I got to make that choice. I'm either for God or I'm for Satan. Because that's what it's come down to. Good versus evil. I'm either with God or I'm with Satan. I mean, God ain't concerned about Satan because Satan already lost that battle. But my point is, what you got to choose what side you on. And that's sad. That's crazy that we had to come down to this point because these people are that evil. Sorry to say, but they are really that evil. And we still have to love them. We have to love them and pray for them too. And care, hope that God reveals to them their wickedness and they remove themselves from it. That's my prayer. And that for once on the Democratic Party, y'all repent for your sins and go back to doing the right thing by people. And stop doing the stuff that y'all doing because y'all evil and y'all corrupt. That is my prayer. Is that the Democratic Party and the Republicans that are doing it repent to God and do right by people. That's it. Show God that you're sorry for what you did and start doing right by people. And like I said before, if anybody on the Democratic Party, Obama included, if you really cared about America and if you really cared about Black America, you would stop being a coward, abandon your party, and go stand with Trump and do the right thing. But you ain't going to do that because they own you. But we get it. And with that, I'm going to close. Everyone have a blessed and wonderful day. Peace.